Immediately after receiving a much delayed emergency use authorization, approval from World Health Organization medical journal Lancet has now stated that the made in India vaccine is 77.8% effective against symptomatic COVID, as demonstrated by the phase 3 data. The efficacy data demonstrated 70.8% protection against all variants of SARS-CoV-2 virus. More importantly, the vaccine showed 93.4% efficacy in severe symptomatic cases. Hi and welcome. You are watching TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Tribhuvan, and in this video I will tell you how Covaxin won despite being opposed by the West, Indian liberals and medical journals. Let's begin. The medical journal Lancet added that no severe vaccine-related deaths or adverse events were recorded during the randomized trial. The phase 3 trial efficacy and safety studied involved 25,800 volunteers across 25 sites between November 2020 and May 2021 in India, and is the country's largest ever clinical trial conducted for a COVID-19 vaccine. Elating the results, Bharat Biotech chairman Dr. Krishna Ella said the peer review of Covaxin Phase 3 clinical trial data in the Lancet, an authoritative voice in global medicine, validates our commitment to data transparency and meeting the stringent peer review standards of world-leading medical journals. This accomplishment reflects the undeterred commitment by my team members at Bharat Biotech, our public partners, Indian Council of Medical Research, National Institute of Virology, and the trust imposed by our trial participants who made this happen. Covaxin has cleared all the hurdles despite facing stiff resistance from a massive foreign pharma lobby, a dead opposition that plays politics even in a life or death situation, and bought out media that leaves no opportunity to target the government through hook or by crook. As reported by TFI a couple of days ago, Dr. Ella, whilst speaking at Times Now Summit, had remarked that it was due to the negativists in the country who had called Covaxin a BJP vaccine, amongst other cheap names, that led to the delay in the approval process. Ella said they wanted to be doubly sure of what they were doing, so they wanted to review much more intensely. Every small issue became a major issue for them. He further added, "We are the only vaccine in the WHO that has gone through so much scrutiny which other vaccines have not gone through. But it's good that in the end we won the game." It was Congress leaders like Anand Sharma, Shashi Tharoor and Jairam Ramesh that raised serious hell when the government had granted emergency use of the two vaccines in India. Showing a colonial mindset, the dud Congress leaders started attacking the Indian company, Bharat Biotech, as its phase 3 results were not announced. Senior Congress leader Jairam Ramesh had tweeted, "Bharat Biotech is a first-rate enterprise, but it is puzzling that internationally accepted protocols relating to phase 3 trials are being modified for Covaxin. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan should clarify." Similarly, Thesaurus Shashi Tharoor tweeted, "India actually has a good reputation in the vaccine world, both as a producer and as a consumer. This unseemly haste risks jeopardizing both, especially if Covaxin turns out to be ineffective." The negative Nancy in Shashi Tharoor came out in full glory when he remarked, "Worse if it turns out to be unsafe, but it is typical of a government that prefers slogans over substance. Chest-thumping vaccine nationalism combined with the PM's Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign has trumped common sense and a generation of established scientific protocols." Srivastava, another Congress worker, had called Covaxin a Jumla vaccine. The likes of Tharoor, Jairam Ramesh and other Congress leaders were not concerned with the health of the public. No, all they wanted was to besmirch the name of the government by making a false accusation and innocently planting the idea in public that the vaccine was another PR stunt by the NDA government. However, ever since the test result by the Lancet have been published, the entire opposition has preferred to observe a stoic silence. Meanwhile, enrolled on payrolls of the Pfizer lobby and masquerading as a journalist, Rohini Sharma had opened an entire front to bat for the US developed overpriced vaccine. In one of her tweets, she had questioned why hasn't the Indian government not given permission to Pfizer vaccine yet. Meanwhile, in several other tweets, Rohini remarked that she would have preferred taking the Pfizer jabs. It wasn't the opposition leaders only that tried to disparage the vaccine. As reported by TFI, it was NDTV and its Harvard alumni journalists who were also leading the charge of creating an environment of psychosis when it dedicated a full section of its airtime to highlight the 1 or 2 odd cases that popped up whenever someone took a vaccine. And even in one of the cases where the reporter talked to a patient, he accepted he had forgotten to take his blood pressure medicine in the morning before taking the vaccine. Meanwhile, the print, often monkey balancing between its loyalties, had initiated a vicious campaign to attack Covaxin. In myriad op-eds, Shekhar Gupta and his team conducted hit jobs on the Indian vaccine. From headlines like DGCI's Covaxin approval is political jumla, it reinforces idea of Modi's Atmanirbhar Bharat, to this is how Bharat Biotech changed expert panel's mind on Covaxin in a day and got approval. The print left no opportunity unturned to punch down on Bharat Biotech. India Today journalist Shiv Arur took a swipe at lobby members of the big pharma companies after the announcement of Phase 3 results and remarked, if you listen carefully, you can hear pharma companies' dalals guised as analysts rolling up their car windows. While the opposition and media tried their best to create an anti-vaccine environment, Bharat Biotech and the government kept their head down and steadily rolled out the jabs. After the success of Covaxin in every single trial and nearly 100 countries allowing it, the pharma lobby must be sweating hard at the prospect of facing a much efficient and much popular vaccine in the competition.